Because speaking about earnings season, let's bring that topic back home. Our earnings season kicking off as well. CRISIL has put out their expectations, expecting a muted revenue growth of 11 to 13% with steady margins for the quarter. Prasad Koparkar is a Senior Director at CRISIL Research, joining me from Mumbai. Sir, very good afternoon to you. I'm sorry, I know I've kept you waiting. Apologies from my end. Let me try and get a big picture for the earnings season, sir. What is your anticipation broadly?
Yeah, I think you're right. On the revenue side, we are seeing a clear slowdown, and we are looking at 11 to 13% kind of a growth. But on the positive side, what we are seeing is that margins are kind of the sharp drop that we had seen quarter after quarter for last 6 quarters is kind of easing, and we are actually expecting the EBITDA margins to marginally improve by 10 to 30 basis points.
Sir, more sort of granular, where are the sectors where in particular on the revenue side you're anticipating weakness, sir?
See, I think the weakness is, some of the obvious sectors like capital goods, metals, but also auto or shipping and hotels is where we are seeing significant slowdown in terms of year-on-year revenue growth. On the other hand, certain sectors are doing well, and most of the sectors which are doing well on the revenue side are doing well on, I would say, realizations than volume growth. So this includes sectors like sugar or pharma. Power is one sector where we have seen some capacity addition and there is some volume growth, but otherwise most of the volume growth is coming through realizations and not volumes.
And what are you seeing on the financial sector, sir?
I think financial sector, the stress on the asset quality that we have seen, especially on the public sector banks, I think that still continues. We are not seeing, even on our credit rating side, we have not seen big easing in terms of the downgrades that we have done. Private sector banks, however, continue to be on a different trajectory. So if you look at the NPAs that were reported for September quarter, private sector banks NPAs were sub 2% and public sector was more than 3.5%. So we expect that divergence to continue and asset quality pressure will persist for some more time.
Okay. So in terms of the margin expansion, cement is one place where we could see margin expansion in this quarter. So there would be potential benefits that could flow in from the price changes.
You're absolutely right. I think cement is one sector where volume growth has been fairly muted, I would say. I mean, at 7% or so. But if you look at year on year, realizations are up anywhere between 15 to 18%. And in some of the regions like Eastern India, the prices are even much higher at 25-30%. So that is clearly helping. While freight cost has gone up significantly, I think the coal cost has come down. If you look at international coal prices, they are down by about 25% on a year-on-year basis. And remember, the imported coal accounts for almost 30% of cement companies' consumption. So both realization as well as some easing on coal will definitely see a big jump in EBITDA margin for cement companies.
On the flip side, sir, another core sector which could see weakness could be steel. We were talking to the SAIL chairman earlier. He's expecting improvement in the coming quarters, but Q3 will probably be a rough one.
Q3 is indeed. I think if you look at again, global prices, HRC prices, hot rolled coal prices, they have come down by about 15 odd %. And the rupee benefit, depreciation benefit, which was there till I would say last quarter, is wearing off now. So on a year-on-year basis, the rupee is only about 5-6% weaker, and therefore if global prices are down by 15%, domestic prices also will be down, though we believe that they will not be as much, they might be 0 to 5% down, but that is clearly impacting. And on the other hand, I think iron ore availability is an issue, pricing is an issue. So net we believe that steel sector is for some rough time.
All right, I'm going to leave it there, Mr. Koparkar. Many thanks as always for joining us. It's always good to get a sense of the big picture on the earnings season before we kick it off. IndusInd Bank reports tomorrow, incidentally, so that'll be the first interesting big name to track. They're very, very consistent with their earnings, though. We're almost out of time on part.